some of this was not without controversy. There was a famous Keno Carlos flag desecration case. I don't know if you ever ran across that. Well, Keno Carlos was one of my employees Keno Carlos was one of his several aliases. He'd been a real tough guy in his earlier days. While he was working as an education aide, he also was a boxer known as Charlie Reno. So anyway, what we'd do is we had a lot of serious study, but we also had various dramatic activities to provoke discussion. And this is where I first met Aaron Dixon, for example. He was part of a group called the Walking Stereotypes. I guess Aaron was still, I think, in his last year of high school. Mm-hmm. And he loved to play the black bourgeoisie character. And he'd have supposedly eat these hors d'oeuvres, including ground beef, raw hamburger. That was big in those days among the bourgeoisie. And there were other characters like Kathy Richmond, who was the daughter of Carol Richmond, played, a white hold-the-line anti-integrationist point of view. And they'd put on little skits and then get reaction from the audience. Some articles are about it, are in the camp history. But Keno Carlos was invited. Well, we got invitations from all sorts of groups, and so he took the responsibility for covering this invite from Mercer Island High School. And he was in his black militant persona when he made his presentation. It was supposedly clear to everybody that he was doing this to provoke discussion. And unbeknownst to him, or I guess even the school officials there were some members of this right-wing organization who came to the school, were sitting in the back of the auditorium and making a tape recording of his speech, where he said something about, well, we should just take this flag down and crumple it under our feet and walk over it. And well, it got the attention of the district attorney of King County, whose name I can't remember at this moment, but a guy...
Oh, Carroll or something?
Carroll, yeah, who was later disgraced, as you may know. Turns out he had been accepting bribes or tolerating gambling and so on. But anyway, so they put out an arrest warrant for Keno Carlos, and who was working his normal shift at Garfield High School at the time. And the county sheriffs came to arrest him, and he was surrounded by Garfield students, and I guess they couldn't tell how old anybody was. So he just said, well, goodbye, everybody, and he escaped that initial attempt to arrest him. But it was one of several scandals, so to speak,